A very good morning, class 10 students. I welcome you all on this online platform provided by Jagriti Classes. Today we are going to start a new chapter, that is chapter 12, electricity. So this chapter is basically of physics, and we are going to deal in this chapter. Nothing has been deleted from this chapter. That is, this chapter is coming completely in your exams according to the revised 2021 syllabus. Okay. So now, before starting this chapter, this video lecture is for class 10 students, and this is chapter 12, electricity, as you can see in front of you. So now we have to learn some topics in the chapter. That is, firstly we'll be dealing with the definitions, symbols and formulas of all the terms which you have been introduced in the chapter itself, and then we'll be discussing, that is, one term which is called resistance. So we'll be discussing what is the effective resistance. This is a very popular question from this chapter. That is, you have to find the effective resistance of resistors joined in different arrangement. So we'll be looking what kind of arrangements you can have and what are the different formulas to calculate those arrangements or the effective resistance itself. So let's begin our today's chapter. Now, as the name of the chapter is electricity, electricity is what? Electricity is a form of electrical energy, we can say, and electricity is composed of electric current. You can use the terms electricity and electric current simultaneously, when both the terms convey the same meaning. So now look at the first term or the first important topic from the chapter, which is electric current. Okay, so before this, let's discuss what do you mean by charge or electric charge. So the basic fundamental quantity we will be dealing in electricity would be the electric charge, and rest all the physical parameters would be same or would use this charge, okay, in their formulas and definitions. So if you try to define what do you mean by the term charge, can you do so? Can you define the term charge here? So charge is what? If we try to define charge, then it is a physical parameter which shows the presence of electrical energy. So when we are defining charge in terms of physics, then this charge is a physical parameter which shows the presence of electrical energy. Wherever the charge would be present, you can say there you have electric energy or electricity. And this charge, it is denoted, the first point is the definition, the second point is its symbol. So the symbol used to denote electric charge is capital Q. And then the third point we'll be doing is the unit. Here we are specifying the SI unit of charge. So the SI unit of charge is coulomb. And this coulomb unit is denoted by the letter capital C here. So electric charge is a physical parameter which shows the presence of electrical energy. Then its symbol is Q and its SI unit is coulomb, that is Q. That is represented by C, okay? So this is the definition of charge. Now we'll be moving to the next term, which is electric current. So what do you mean by the term current or electric current? These are much similar terms. You can refer to as current, which we use in our general language, our day-to-day language, and you can say this current has electric energy, so it is referred as electric current. Now what is electric current? So electric current is defined, that is, a short definition for electric current would be rate of flow of charge, okay? So electric current is the rate of flow of charge, or you can define electric current in a way that the movement of charge the moment of charges in or per unit time. The movement of charges per unit time through a conductor is known as electric current. And the symbol for electric current, so we'll be dealing all the parameters in this standard form. That is, firstly we'll be seeing what do they mean or what do they signify, that is their definition. Then we'll be dealing the symbol and the SI unit. And one more thing we can deal with is that what do you mean by 1 unit of charge, or what do you mean by 1 unit of electric current, okay? So the symbol of electric current used is capital I. Electric current is denoted by the symbol capital I. And the fourth point would be the SI unit. So the SI unit of electric current is ampere. And it is denoted by the letter capital A. So this is the definition with its symbol and formula for electric current. Now you also have the fifth point as the formula of current. So formula of electric current, you can make it from the definition itself. Electric current is the rate of flow of charge. And I told you wherever the word rate comes, that means you have to divide the quantity with time. So rate here means any quantity which is divided by the parameter time, and which quantity you have to divide by time? This flow of charge. This means the formula would be charge divided by time. So the formula for electric current is I, which is current, is equals to charge per unit time. So charge can be represented as Q, time can be represented by the letter small t. So I is equal to Q by T. And this gives you the formula for electric current. And the sixth point would be how to define electric current. I told you it is measured in amperes, okay? The SI unit for current is ampere here. So we'll be doing that. How to define 1 ampere of charge? Or what is the meaning of 1 ampere of charge? So 1 ampere of charge means when will this I value become equals to 1? When you have 1 coulomb of charge flowing through a conductor in 1 second, then we say that the total current is 1 ampere here. So let's see. 1 ampere of charge, it can be defined as when Q equals to 1, in short I am writing here, when Q equals to 1 coulomb, that is charge is 1 coulomb, and time is also, and when time equals to 1 second, then if I substitute the values of Q and T 1, then I would be getting the answer of current to be 1. So when charge is 1 coulombs and time is 1 second, then I comes out to be 1 ampere. So this is an explanation, and for writing the definition, see. Now I'll be writing the theoretical definition of 1 ampere or 1 unit current. So you can be given a question in exams to define 1 ampere of current or 1 unit of current. So you will define this in a way that when charge flowing through the conductor, when charge flowing through a conductor is 1 coulomb and the time interval and the concerning time interval is 1 second, then this magnitude of current, comes out to be 1 ampere. So in this way you can define 1 ampere of current, okay? I hope both these parameters which we discussed, that is we discussed charge and then we discussed current, both these are clear to you. Electric charge, it is the physical parameter which shows the presence of electrical energy, and you can also involve one fourth point in charge, that the charge is of two types. you have a positive charge and a negative charge. So two types of charges are present in any conductor. Then its symbol is Q SI unit. And similarly we discussed for electric current, and then we discussed the formula for electric current, and at last we discussed how to define 1 ampere of current. So next comes the term which would be our third term. It is electric circuit. So now you have to define electric circuit. What do you mean by the term electric circuit? So electric circuit is the closed continuous path through which the charge flow, or you can say when the charge will flow, they would produce electricity, electric current. So you can say electric circuit. Circuit is a closed complete path through which the current flows. So electric circuit can be defined as it is a closed continuous, it is a closed and continuous, okay. Let's not write here closed first. We'll write it is a continuous path through which the charges flow, or you can say through which current flows. Okay, so this is the meaning of the word electric circuit. Electric circuit gives you the path through which the current is flowing. So I hope this is clear. The definition electric circuit, you have to remember it is a path. Now types of electric circuit. This would be the first, this would be the second point. That is, what are the types of electric circuit? So you may have two kinds of circuit. The first one would be open circuit, and the next one would be closed circuit. So when you have an open circuit, then no kind of current flows through the open circuit. Okay? So remember, open circuit, in open circuit the condition is the switch you will be using in the circuit, it would be switch is in off condition. If the switch is off, that means the circuit is open, and when the circuit is open, no kind of current would flow through a open circuit. Open circuit, you can also call it to be a discontinuous, or when the circuit is breaking off from a point, okay? The circuit is discontinuous, you can say. Discontinuous in nature, that is, it has certain break off points in between. And in open circuit, the first point is the switch would remain in off condition. The next point is it could be called as discontinuous in nature. Let's erase this closed circuit. And the third point for open circuit would be that no current flows. Then if the circuit is open, then no kind of current would flow through the conductor. No current flows through the circuit. And if we are dealing with the other kind of circuit, which is your closed circuit. So this is the first kind of circuit, and the next one is closed circuit, and it would have the points exactly reverse from the open circuit. That is, if I write in short, the first point would be in closed circuit, the switch is present in on condition. Then the next point would be closed circuit means it is a continuous circuit and it is having no kind of break points. So closed circuit is a continuous circuit with no break off points. And the third one is closed circuit. In closed circuit, the current or charges will definitely flow. So in this, the current would flow. And if you are having a bulb which is connected in both the type of circuit, okay, so what will happen? If you are having a bulb connected in a closed circuit, then because current is flowing in the closed circuit, the bulb would glow. Bulb glows. Whereas if you have a bulb which is connected in an open circuit, then the bulb would not glow, because you see the switch is in off condition. So you can write the D point, that if you have a bulb connected in such circuit, the bulb does not glows. Okay, so these are the two kinds of circuits. And what is a circuit? A circuit is a continuous path through which the current flows. It provides a path for the flow of current. So I hope this is clear. So I have written here switch. So let's define, what do you mean by the term switch? Switch, or you can also call it to be an electrical switch. So how can you define a switch? A switch is a connecting link. A switch is always present in a circuit, and it serves as a connecting link between the battery, which is the source of potential or current, and between the bulb. So a switch can be defined as, it is a connecting link between, the switch is a connecting link between the bulb. It is a connecting link between bulb and the battery. So if I try to draw the circuit, okay, first we'll discuss the symbols, then I'll tell you how to draw a circuit, and then we'll be discussing there itself that in what conditions the circuit is said to be open, in what conditions can you represent a closed circuit diagrammatically, and then you will be getting it clear, the concept, then you will be getting your concepts cleared, that how the bulb is glowing and why the bulb is not glowing when the switch is off. So we'll be discussing it under the heading of circuit diagrams. So firstly we'll be discussing all the definitions. So I hope these definitions are clear to you. So this was the first topic which was given in your NCERT books, electric circuit and electric current. Then remember that amperes, I told you ampere is the unit to measure the current, but you can use many smaller units, that is milliampere and microamperes, okay, to measure the unit. Because if you have very less amount of current flowing through your conductor, then you will be using a very smaller unit. The 7th point would be, other units which can be used for current are milliampere and microamperes. So milliampere is shown by this. Milliampere means 10 raised to the power minus 3 ampere, and microampere is shown by the symbol mu a, and 1 microampere is equals to 10 raised to the power minus 6 ampere. So these are some of the other units. When the current which is flowing through the circuit is quite smaller in amount, then we can use milliampere and microampere units which denote the small value of current. And then you can remember that the charge on one electron, the 5th point, because in this we are dealing with electric charges or electric circuit, and this we are telling that the charges would flow, and here we will be talking about the flow of negative charges, that is flow of electrons. Okay, so the charge on one electron is equals to 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 6 coulomb. So you have to remember this charge, that is charge on one, okay, sorry, not minus 6 here. It is 10 raised to the power minus 19. So you can remember here as 1619, okay, that in your numerical value you have 1.6. So for learning the value, it can be 16 to 19. But put here a point and put here a negative sign. So this would give you a trick to learn the value, and you can learn it itself. That is, charge on each electron, charge carried by one electron is 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulombs. So I hope all these definitions which I told you till now are very clear to you. So now we'll be discussing the next topic, which is given electric potential and potential difference. And this would be our topic 6th. What do you mean by the term electric potential? So electric potential is defined in a manner that electric potential is a work done when you are bringing a charge from infinity to any point inside the electric field, then that work done in bringing a charge, a unit positive charge, from infinity to any point present inside the electric field, this work done gives you the value of electric potential. So electric potential, it is the work done in bringing a unit positive charge. Unit means 1, okay, positive is plus. Unit positive charge can be shown as +1 Coulomb charge. So it is the work done in bringing a unit positive charge from infinity to a point inside electric field. So in this manner you can define the term electric potential, and electric potential, it is represented by the symbol capital V. Potential is shown by the symbol V. And remember, the SI unit of potential is also denoted by the symbol V, because the SI unit is volts here. So volts is also denoted by the symbol V. So the symbol and the symbol SI unit of potential term is same, that is both these are denoted by the letter V. But V here means symbol which stands for potential, and now SI unit V means volts. So this gives you the formula for or the definitions of potential. And the seventh term which we will be discussing after electric potential is, what do you mean by the term potential difference? But before this you can be asked a fourth point, you can write it here in potential, that is, what is the source of potential in a circuit? So remember always, battery, that is the group of cells, is said to be the source of generating potential. Okay. Now we will be discussing what do you understand by the term potential difference. So potential difference, it can be defined as, or it is the work done in moving a charge, in moving a unit positive charge from one point to the other point in electric field. Okay, so here while defining potential we said that we are bringing a charge out from outside the electric field into the electric field. So this work done which was required, it was called as potential. But here potential difference means in moving a charge, work done in moving a charge from one point to the other point itself in the electric field. And this potential difference, it is denoted by the symbol, because it is a potential difference. Potential difference means change in potential. So change in potential is denoted by the symbol delta V, and its SI unit is same, because potential difference, if I am finding delta V, that is V final minus V initial, but the SI unit would remain the same, that is volts. So this is the SI unit of potential difference. Now if we try to define the formula for potential difference, so the formula is very easy. See the fourth point as the formula for potential difference. So V is work done divided by charge, because what is potential? It is the work done in moving a unit positive charge from infinity to a point present inside electric field. So this gives you a formula for potential. And from the formula, can you derive the unit? See, if I try to derive the unit of potential from the given formula, so the SI unit of work here, this is work and Q means charge. So the SI unit for work, what is the SI unit for work? Correct, it is joule. And what is the SI unit of charge? The SI unit of charge is coulomb. So this gives me the unit of potential that would be equal to joule per coulomb, and this unit joule per coulomb is named as volts. So 1 joule per coulomb is equal to 1 volt. Now we will be defining what do you mean by 1 volt potential. Okay, likewise we described the definition for 1 ampere current. So similarly we will be defining what do you understand by 1 volt potential, or you can say 1 joule per second potential. So let's see how you can define 1 volt potential. So when potential will come out to be 1 volt? Now it is very simple. When work is 1 joule, charge equals to 1 coulomb, then you will have a potential which would be equivalent to 1 volt. So we can write when work done is 1 joule, and then you can say when the charge is 1 coulomb, then the value of potential is 1 volt. And in language we can define that when work done to bring 1 coulomb of charge, work done in bringing 1 coulomb of charge is equal to 1 joule is equal to 1 joule. Then the potential in this case is said to be, then the potential in this case is said to be 1 volt. Okay, and then you can describe it in this manner: when work done is 1 joule, charge is 1 coulomb, then the potential is equivalent to 1 volt potential. So this completes the 1 volt potential and all the different definitions, symbols, formulas and SI unit of all the quantities which you should know when you are reading the chapter electricity. So now next we have the symbols which are generally used for drawing a circuit, and then I will be telling you how can you draw a circuit. So the basic symbols or the basic components which you should know which are present in electric circuit, the first one is an electric cell, and the next is battery. Battery is what? Battery is the combination or a group of cells. So an electric cell is denoted having 2 straight terminals. The one straight terminal which is longer in length, it is the positive terminal of the cell, and the short one is the negative terminal. I hope every one of you have seen a cell. The cell has 2 terminals. On one side it has been denoted as plus, and on the other side it has been denoted as negative. So the electric cell is denoted in such a manner. Then you have battery. Battery is what? A combination of cells. So you can draw many cells, and this would be called as a battery. The next is plug key, or you can call it to be switch. The open switch is drawn in this condition, whereas the switch, when it is present in a closed condition, I told you in open circuit and closed circuit, when the switch is open, such a circuit is known as open circuit. And open switch means what? That the switch is in off condition. So open switch means the switch is off, and switch is off means the circuit is also open. And when the switch is also known as plug key, remember, closed switch is denoted by this symbol. Then you have the symbol for wire join, then you have wires crossing without joining, then you have the symbol for electric bulb. Okay, so the more commonly used symbol is this. For drawing an electric bulb in the circuit, you draw this kind of symbol. Then you have a resistor of resistance R. So this device which is shown by zigzag line, it is called the resistor. And how much resistance it has? Resistor is the device, and resistance is a property of the resistor. Okay, remember this. So resistance having a resistor having a resistance R is denoted by this symbol having many zigzag lines. And then you have a device which is called variable resistance or rheostat. So both these are resistors, okay? When the value of resistance is known, then you draw it in this manner, and rheostat, which does not have a particular one fixed value of resistance, then it is shown by these symbols. The next is ammeter and voltmeter. So remember, ammeter, it is a device used for measuring. Okay, I'll be writing ammeter, uses of ammeter and voltmeter in the next slide. So ammeter and voltmeter, these are denoted by these symbols, whereas the positive terminal of ammeter should be connected with the positive terminal of the battery. Remember this whenever you are making a circuit diagram. So let's see the use of ammeter and voltmeter here. So ammeter is the device used for measuring electric current. Then ammeter, it is always connected. Ammeter is always connected in series combination. I'll be telling you the two types of combination. For here, you can remember the names itself. Voltmeter, see, volt. Volt is the unit of what? Potential. So voltmeter, it is a device which is used for measuring potential. It is a device used for measuring potential. And meter means device used for measurement. So voltmeter means device which is used for measuring potential. Here also you can remember ammeter. Am comes from the unit ampere, and ampere is the unit of current I, and meter means to measure. So ammeter means it is a device which measures the amperes flowing through the circuit, and amperes means the current flowing through the circuit. Ammeter is always connected in series combination, while voltmeter, it is connected in parallel combination in the circuits. Okay, so these are the two differentiating features of the device. Ammeter, you have already seen in the table. It is represented by the symbol capital A written inside a circle, and the symbol to represent voltmeter is capital V represented inside the circle with two terminals, plus and minus, that is positive and negative terminal. So these are the two devices. I hope this is clear. Now we'll be talking about what do you mean by series and parallel combination. So let's say I have to draw a circuit. Some of the circuit diagram questions are even given in your books too. Let us see what kind of circuit are we asked to draw. Okay, I'm not finding the question itself now. Let's suppose you are given that you have to draw a circuit. I'll be giving you a question. Firstly, you have to learn the table, that is what are the different electrical components you can include in the circuit. So these are the names of components which are generally present in your circuits, and these are their representative symbols. So you have to learn the names of components with their symbols for drawing the electric circuit. You can be asked a direct question that how can you define or how can you symbolize the wires which are crossing without joining. So you have to draw this kind of symbol in the answer. Okay, you can be asked how to draw ammeter, how to draw a plug key, a switch in closed condition, and how to draw a cell. So you should remember all these things, okay? Then you can be asked a question that draw a circuit which are containing few elements or few components. So I am giving you this sort of question that you are required to draw a circuit diagram Draw a circuit diagram having a bulb, then it has a switch. You have to draw two circuit diagrams in which the switch is present in off condition, and in the other diagram the switch is present in on condition. So bulb, switch, then you have a battery, and this battery is given to be made up of, it is made up of 3 cells, each having a potential of 4 volts. Okay, and then you have included a bulb, a switch, a battery, and then you can also include ammeter here. And if you are asked, you can include the voltmeter too. So these are the given components which you have to use, and you have to make 2 cases or 2 diagrams for the circuit. In one diagram the switch should be in off condition, and in the next the switch should be in on condition. Rest all the components would be the same here. So let's see how you can draw. Okay, I can remove voltmeter from here, and firstly I'll include one more thing, which is resistance, or a resistor which is having a value of resistance 10 ohm. So ohm is the SI unit of resistance, remember, okay? Because we'll be discussing resistance in next sections. So here, how to draw a circuit diagram. So for drawing the circuit diagram, what we'll do is, now I'll be drawing a battery. So let's suppose this is my circuit, and now I have a battery. So this battery which I have been required to draw consists of 3 cells, and all the 3 cells are made up of 4 volts each. That means this would be my first cell, then this would be my next cell, and this would be my third cell. This shows a positive terminal, and this represents the negative terminal of the battery, and every cell is made up of 4 volts here. So what I can do is, I can say that this is a battery which is made up of 3 cells, and the 3 cells, they have a potential of 4 volt. So this can be a battery made up of 3 cells can be represented like this. And the total potential, okay, we are not dealing with the total potential now, because firstly I'll be telling you what do you mean by series and parallel combination, and then we'll see how to find the effective resistance and all. Here the total potential of this battery would be what? 4 plus 4 plus 4. That would give you a total potential value of 12 volts, okay? Then what you have next is, you have to draw a bulb here. So now we'll be drawing a bulb, and the symbol to draw bulb is like this. So this forms your bulb. Then you have to draw a ammeter in the circuit. So ammeter is represented by this symbol. Let's draw ammeter here. Okay, you can draw it anywhere because ammeter is measuring the amount of current which is flowing through the circuit. Then after ammeter, you can join a resistor which is having a resistance of 10 ohm. But because I have not told you about resistance, so we will not be drawing it now. But you can be given, and I will be telling you again that how you can draw the resistance. Okay, then what you can include, you have to include a switch. So let's include a switch here. This would be your circuit diagram. From the battery, the current always flows from the positive to the negative terminal. And for drawing the switch, I'll draw it here. And the switch can be represented like this, okay? And now we have to erase this. So this would be my switch. Now here this switch which is present, so this is the switch and this is here present in off condition, or you can call the switch is open. The plug key or switch is in open condition or off condition. And the same circuit diagram, this is showing me a diagram for open circuit. I told you, what do you mean by open circuit? Open circuit is a discontinuous circuit. As you can see, this is a circuit diagram of an open circuit. So here the switch is present in off condition, or you can say the switch is present in open condition, which means the current which would be flowing through this battery through the positive terminal. When this current would reach the switch is off. It means this switch will not conduct any kind of current. You can also represent switch in this manner. So this is the switch when the switch is in off condition, and when the switch is in on condition, it can be represented like this. Okay, so in this you can understand that when the switch is off, it means when the current would flow through this switch or through the wire of the switch, then the current would be here, and now the current needs a continuous path to flow. Because here you have a break point, so the current cannot jump from this point to this point, and hence when the current would not reach the next point, it would not be able to flow through the next wire. But when the switch is present in on condition, this provides a continuous path for the current to flow, and then when the current would be received by this bulb, then only the bulb would glow. But here you see the switch is in off condition. Off means the current cannot now jump from this terminal to the above terminal of the switch, and hence the bulb will receive no kind of current. So here you can say in this circuit diagram, the bulb, here in this circuit diagram, the bulb does not glows. As I told you, in an open circuit, no bulb glows because the switch is in off condition. Because the switch is off, the current is broken down, the current supply is broken off, because now the current cannot jump from here to the next terminal. And because the current needs a continuous path, and there no continuous path is being provided, no current will reach the bulb, and when no current will reach the bulb cannot glow. And here the reading of ammeter. So the ammeter will show you how much current? 0 ampere current. 0 ampere reading would be shown by the ammeter, okay, because it is measuring current. And when the current in this circuit, so here ammeter is showing 0 ampere, which means the value of current flowing through the circuit is 0. So you can say that no current will flow through the circuit. No current flows through the circuit. Now let's reverse the condition. If I say now I have made the switch, now what I am doing, the conclusions I am writing it here. Now I have made the switch, this symbol represents the switch is on. So when the switch is on now, it means the circuit is closed. So on switch means you have a closed circuit. Closed circuit means now the current has a path, it can travel. So when the circuit would be closed, this current would travel from this to the next terminal, and it would reach the bulb, and the bulb would glow. Okay, so when you have the switch in on condition, which means a closed circuit, then in a closed circuit the bulb glows, and the bulb glows, it means the reading of current would be I amperes. I ampere current would flow, and the reading of ammeter would not equal to 0, and the bulb would glow. So this is how you represent a circuit here, and this means now you will write current is flowing through the circuit. So these would be the two diagrams when the switch is in off condition and when the switch would be in on condition. Okay, I hope this is clear. So this completes our today's class. Now in the next class we'll be dealing with the topics Ohm's law, resistance, the graph of Ohm's law, statement of Ohm's law. Okay. Then we'll be dealing with resistance and the two types of combination of resistance, the difference between series and parallel. And then in the next class we'll be solving the related numericals of series and parallel resistance, and then we'll be doing the next topic, which are electric power, etc. So in this way we'll be covering all the topics of this chapter. Thank you for joining today's class. I hope you learned something with this video. If you have any sort of queries or doubts, you can contact us anytime. Till then, stay home, stay safe, and keep learning. Thank you. अच्छा कर दी